Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and this video was made while I was running an experiment that I think came out fairly successful. So what happened was, the day before, in the morning, I took my DJI Mini 2 out to fly because my brother had sent me a brand new battery for it. And you have to do it in the morning here, and it was about 70 degrees. And so as I was flying it, I had to cut my flight really short because my iPhone got warm and it started to dim, and I couldn't see to land it. So here you can see I took some HVAC tape and put it around the outside of my SUNSHIELD. And I can even put a link to where you can go to make the same SUNSHIELD if you want. I'll put that in the descriptions. But you can see that the back side is black, front side is reflecting the sun. And at this point in the video, I was wondering how long I could go, because the day before, without the SUNSHIELD having the HVAC tape on it, about 8 minutes into the video, the phone picking up the sunlight got warmer and started to dim, and I was down the road a ways, and so I started flying back as rapidly as I could, and by the time it got to 10 minutes I could no longer see the ground. Fortunately, if you watch the video, I'll put a link to it, I got home in time to land it visually. Now this video is going to have some 4 times speed, 3 times speed, 2 times speed, because I don't want to bore you with a long video. But that's cow manure, and they haul it in here and they use it for fertilizer on this field. But I wanted to see what was causing all the dust. We've seen this dust for the last day or two that's coming up over here on this side of the field. So I came over, and you can see that that truck right there on the far side of the piles is dumping another load of cow manure. And so I thought, well, let's see, I'll fly over here and take a look where the cattle have been. He had a big herd of cattle here, but they're gone. It appears they're not there anymore. And it looks like this guy is scooping up cow manure. So anyway, I'll try to tell you a quick story about sailing before the video is finished. In my last video, I talked about Ayer, Washington. It's a little town on the Snake River, and across the river from it is a cove, and we went in there to get out of a storm in the last video. In this video, I'll just tell you about another incident that happened there. A lot of times when we were sailing, we'd pull in there. Sailing, you can't relax while you're sailing, so if we wanted to take a break and have lunch or something, we pull in there. And so on this one particular day, what you're supposed... Oh, by the way, sailboats have to have a keel, or what's called a retractable centerboard. A centerboard here's a picture of a guy working on his centerboard. It's a piece of steel that hangs straight down from a little storage compartment that's waterproof. And then when you get into shallow water, you can crank it up and you can get into shallower water. But you want it down while you're sailing, because it's like a knife edge, and it keeps the sailboat going straight when you got a side wind, because you can sail really fast with a side wind. Now 6:49, this is the point in the flight that that was just 6 minutes and 49 seconds into the flight. So that's how far we are into the flight, because like I said, it was high speed. So we pulled in there one time, and we generally cranked up the centerboard so that the anchor line wouldn't get twisted around it or anything like that. But we had a miscommunication as we were sailing in. I was on the bow, and I threw out the anchor, and my wife wasn't to pull up the centerboard, but we miscommunicated, and so she was pulling up the centerboard as we were sailing over the anchor line. And just turns out that the anchor line got snagged on the centerboard, and so as she was cranking it up, it brought the anchor line up into the little storage trunk and jammed the jammed the center board, it wouldn't go up anymore and it wouldn't come down anymore because it had the rope tangled around it inside this little trunk. So I didn't have any option except to go down under there, and now at this point my screen started to dim because, like an idiot, I thought, well, I'll keep it cool, I'll blow on it. So I blew on it, and then it immediately started to dim. And I thought, well, that was stupid because my breath is 98.6 temperature, and that's warmer than the 75 degrees outside. So by the time I got here, it had come back, and it was working again. I mean, it got bright again. But I accidentally dimmed the screen. So anyway, I'll just run it through here until we run out of time. But so I put on my snorkel gear, jumped in the water, got underneath the boat, and I could see that the anchor line was jammed up in there. And so I put my feet on the bottom of the boat and pulled down. Now this is 13 minutes into the flight, much longer than yesterday's flight. And but I put my feet on the bottom of the boat. I'm upside down, and I'm pulling down on the center board to get it unjammed from under there. And fortunately, it did come down and didn't get me between the legs when it came down. I was worried about that. But everything goes slower underwater, so it came down, and I was able to, get everything untangled, and then come up, and then we anchored the boat the way you're supposed to, and everything turned out good. Of course, I was freezing cold because that water was pretty cold. I think it must have been in the springtime. So anyway, that's another sailing story. And here we are. I am just playing around because I can see it fine. And I don't know if you can see on my screen there, but it's you can't. But anyway, it's working fine. The SUNSHIELD with the HVAC tape on it is reflecting the heat from the direct sunlight. Now it's still 75 degrees or 70 degrees out, and the phone works fine in that temperature, but it's the direct sunlight that heats it up. So that puts a stop to that, and now I know I can go out in the morning, and if it's 70 degrees out, I can fly and fly and fly and fly. I don't like to go flying when it gets above 80 degrees because that pretty much warms up the battery in the drone, and I want to take care of my batteries, so I don't do that much. But as you can see, pretty soon I flew and flew, and I'm landing using the phone. So I'm looking at the screen on the phone, and it's working fine. So let's see, well, how long did this go? 15 minutes and 55 seconds. Well, thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.